Dallas Cowboys fans, this is what you've been looking for. A show discussing the team you love without all the fluff and BS. Host Greg Rector, along with Cowboys writers and content creators from across the country, break it down. This isn't the same old, same old. This is the blue and silver breakdown. How about them Cowboys?
Hey everybody, this is the Blue and Silver Breakdown. We're going to start the season off Thursday night against those Philadelphia Eagles. And in case anybody is wondering here, the Dallas Cowboys have the best record in the NFL on opening games. Oh yeah, well, Tom Landry only won 17 in a row. But yeah, they're 41-23-1 in opening games. It is the best record in NFL with that 638 mark. Again, I'm not going to discuss number 11. He's no longer here. So good luck to him where he may be and all that fun sort of stuff. For me, I'm going to worry about the guys that we have. I watched Mike Fisher a little earlier tonight, and I understand CeeDee Lamb wants to go out and see the presentation for the Eagles and all that fun sort of stuff. That's fine. That's all fine and dandy by me because he wants to see that and he wants to feel that because that's his goal is to win a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. So hey, CeeDee Lamb, you go out and enjoy yourself. I understand that Coach Sirianni is not going to have his Eagles out on the field. He wants them to concentrate on this year, and that's fine and dandy by me as well. Again, the Cowboys come into this game with all the question marks surrounding that number 11 that used to be there. I'm not worried about the fact that he's no longer there. Matt Eberflus has had these guys prepared without number 11 on the practice field and the OTAs and all that fun sort of stuff. So, hey, that's what it's going to be. The defensive front is going to be Dante Fowler and Sam Williams to begin the game. Sam Williams, you had better step up this year. We already know what Dante Fowler is capable of. It'll be an interesting battle to see what happens against the offensive linemen of the Eagles on the outside anyway. Jordan Mailata, of course, is their left tackle, and Lane Johnson is their right tackle. I think the Cowboys have the opportunity to attack the interior of the Eagles front. Landon Dickerson, I don't know if he's going to be 100%. Apparently, he's got some kind of a back problem. But Tyler Steen is the guy that I would go after, the right guard. Cam Jurgens is a fine center, but again, if they attack, I think it's going to be at Tyler Steen. That's who I would chase to get after Jalen Hurts and of course Saquon Barkley out of that backfield. If the Cowboys do a better job at stopping that running game, and you force Jalen Hurts to become a passing quarterback, that didn't work out so well for the Eagles in the past. And again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on Thursday night. For me, if Kenny Clark can again be that defensive tackle that this team has desperately needed for years, he can get the quarterback, but he can also play against the run. So Kenny Clark is going to have a busy game. Also, Odighizuwa is also going to have to be ready to stop the run. Solomon Thomas, he's decent at stopping the running game as well, but again, he's going to be a second. He's a rotational piece. The entire front for the Cowboys, though, has to be ready to stop the running game. And that will apply because Matt Eberflus likes to use three linebackers. He did not use a lot of two linebacker sets. So again, you're going to see Jack Sanborn as the middle linebacker. You're going to see Kenneth Murray. I'm thinking Damone Clark is going to be in there on running downs, and we'll see where Maris Leoval gets used as well. But again, if the defensive front does their job against the offensive line and gives those linebackers clean lanes, that is going to be how you stop that running game of the Eagles. We'll see what happens, though. Again, most guys who've had those 2,000-yard seasons, such as Saquon had last year, they slow down by a fairly good-sized margin in the season that follows. The receiving core of the Eagles has two small guys in Devontae Smith and Jahan Dotson. Yeah, A.J. Brown is a big guy, and he claims to always be open. Well, I think the Cowboys might have a little surprise for you, A.J. Trayvon Diggs is going to be playing out there. He's not gonna be. I don't think he's going to be out there for a huge number of plays, but I think he does play. Kyer Elam and Deron Bland, they're both ready to roll. The reason why Reddy Smith was picked up by the Cowboys is because he understands this defense, so he will be out there in the nickelback slot as well when they do go to the nickelback. It's going to be an interesting battle. Again, I think Sanborn will spy Jalen Hurts because he likes to run as well. That'll be a key to slowing down the Philadelphia offense. This is an offense that was dominated by Saquon Barkley last year. Again, do I have a problem with that? Absolutely not. If you can run that football the way that the Eagles can, that's how you win football games. Troy Aikman never was near the league lead in passing and all that other jazz, yet they won 3 Super Bowls with him. Again, Jalen Hurts gets dinged for not throwing for this many yards and all. That's not how you win in football. If you're accurate with your passing game, and that's all you need to be. Jalen Hurts was very accurate last year. Again, for me, the whole key to this game is going to come down to the Eagles' defense against the Dallas Cowboys' offense. Javonte Williams, we'll see what happens with him as the starting running back. Miles Sanders is now the number 2 back, and Jaden Blue is the 3rd back. If the Cowboys run, I think they'll run to the right-hand side with Tyler Booker and Terrence Steele because Terrence Steele is still an excellent run-blocking tackle. We'll see what happens with Tyler Guyton. Apparently, he is going to be back. He was out there today with no brace. Nathan Thomas would be, obviously the guy that would come in case Guyton can't go. And Thomas, all throughout the minicamp and OTAs, etc., he just played a solid left tackle position. And that's all you need to be. You don't need to be a superstar. All you need to do is to mirror the edge player that's coming at you, and if you use your arms correctly, you hold the guy up, all that fun sort of stuff without taking a penalty. That's all you need to do. In the case of the Cowboys passing game, Dak Prescott against the Eagles has been very successful. CeeDee Lamb is going to be getting plenty of sight of Kenyon Mitchell. But again, I don't think that the Cowboys allow that to happen because the cover 6 defense that Vic Fangio likes to use, you move your guys around. You move around CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. That's going to cause issues for Fangio. You didn't see any of that in the preseason, of course, because none of those guys played. But again, in the regular season, you're going to see movement from the CeeDee Lambs and the George Pickens. Again, the other key thing will be Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson being healthy this year is going to be a key factor. Because again, when you have that safety valve over the middle of the field, Dak Prescott used him nicely 2 years ago. Of course, last year he was banged up and injured. So again, it's gonna depend on what the Eagles come at the Cowboys with their cover 6. It's designed to force Prescott to make a second decision. Well, this year he actually has 2 good second decisions that he can have in George Pickens and Jake Ferguson. So again, if Prescott, can't find CeeDee Lamb off the hop, he's going to look at Pickens, and I think they go deep. I think they absolutely go deep with George Pickens because the secondary currently, you've got Kenyon Mitchell as the one corner. The other corner for the Eagles listed on their depth chart currently is Adoree Jackson. Remember him with the Giants? Yeah, he's gotten burned not just by CeeDee Lamb but by several other Cowboys receivers. They're going to line up Cooper DeJean as their nickel back. It'll be an interesting matchup. Again, they don't have Nakobe Dean. Jahad Campbell, who was their first round pick, is going to be backing up Jeremiah Trotter as the right inside linebacker. And Smail Mondon Jr. will back up Jahad Campbell there, as well as Zach Bond at the left inside linebacker spot. It'll be an interesting matchup. The entire game, I think, comes down to, does Dak Prescott get to his receivers? If he gets his receivers, this is going to be a much closer game than people are predicting. I've seen all kinds of Eagles win big scores. I guess the line is 8.5 points. I'm not so sure about 8.5. It'll be an interesting battle because, again, everybody is now underestimating the Dallas Cowboys. I kind of like being in that position, folks. I don't mind being looked down upon by everybody out there. That's fine by me. I've got no issue with that. Again, the Cowboys don't care about whether they're on the road or at home to open a season. Again, they're 41-23-1 in opening games, and they really could care less that they're going to Philadelphia early. I think they enjoy the fact that it's going to be an early game. It's not going to be a January cold game this year. So, hey, take advantage and come out and beat the Eagles. Everybody can come and comment as to what their score is going to be. Please do join us here at Team MBS Media channel's YouTube. Like and subscribe to the channel. That is always a key thing for us small guys, is the likes and the subscriptions. So please, folks, do come and do that. As well, If you go to the search box and you see the NFL merchandise there, I get a little piece of that merchandise. So if you want to buy some Cowboys merchandise tonight, please go ahead and do so. Again, if everybody is correct and the Eagles blow out the Cowboys, is this going to be the end of the Cowboy season? No, obviously not. But again, I don't see it as being a blowout type of a game, because I don't buy just because one guy is no longer on a defense that the defense can't play football anymore. I've never understood that thinking. Again, just because the number one edge rusher is gone, Dante Fowler's a fine edge rusher. Look what he did with Washington last year, and again with the Cowboys 2 seasons ago. If Sam Williams steps up, then you have Donovan Ezeraku, who is still just a dynamite young guy. Again, he was second in the NFL in sacks last year. We'll see him out there, and Marshawn Nealand is still going to be out there to stop the running game. But again, Fowler and Williams need to be able to help stop the running game. That is going to be a key factor for them. So I'm gonna call this one. I'm gonna say the Cowboys do beat the Philadelphia Eagles 31-27. 31-27, and it's going to be because Prescott gets George Pickens deep. He is going to go after the Eagles secondary, and he's going to go after them quickly. When the Cowboys strike early and then they get to play defense, they get to go after those turnovers that Matt Eberflus loves to see. Then all of a sudden, those Eagles are going to be a pass-happy team because Saquon's not going to be able to run the football. Again, that's always been the key to stopping a great running game. You get a lead. You get the lead. So if Dak Prescott finds George Pickens early, we'll see what happens. Kyer Elam, Deron Bland, and excuse me. Deron Bland. I think Diggs doesn't start the game. He'll be out there for certain plays. Trequisite Bridges, who was the 256th pick overall, may see some more snaps than people might expect. But again, Reddy Stewart comes ready for this defense. He understands this defense very, very well. He's a 5'11", 180 pounder. He's going to be a fine little slot nickel. But again, I don't see this as being a blowout game, folks. I really don't. So everybody's out there saying that the Cowboys are going to finish in last place and all that other good sort of stuff. I don't see that happening. I'm sorry. Mr. Schottenheimer understood the issues with Mike McCarthy as the offensive coordinator. Even though Schottenheimer was involved in the plays and all that, you still had to run what Mike McCarthy wanted. I think Schottenheimer understands that you need motion in your offense. You need that motion. Are the Eagles going to be ready for that motion? We'll see what happens. But again, I've got this going down as a 31-27 Cowboys victory. It's going to be a very good game. They always are. The 74 wins and the 58 wins for the Eagles in their lifetime series. They're much closer to the other two division rivals to the Cowboys. It'll be an interesting game. It's going to be much more of a battle than people think, and I'm putting my money on the Cowboys winning in week 1 here. I just don't see the Eagles coming out and absolutely dominating the Cowboys just because number 11 no longer plays for the Cowboys. I don't see that happening. This defense, if they play their scheme correctly, can be a top 15 defense minus number 11. So we'll see what happens. And again, the offense, if they get Javonte Williams actually carrying the football nicely for them, that'll be a big key factor as well. But Jaden Blue coming out of that backfield is also going to be a nice little safety valve for Dak Prescott. And if Jaden Blue has a couple of yards on somebody, he's gone. That young man will fly down the field. Again, these are things that every season changes in the NFL, folks. I don't see the Eagles as being this dynasty type team. Everybody's talking about the Chiefs as a dynasty. Okay, that's fine and dandy. I don't see dynasty teams remaining in the NFL, however. It's because free agency changes things and the NFL draft. 1/3 of your team changes every year on average. 1/3. That's why you don't look at last year to this year. Bottom line, 1/3 of these guys are now different players. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm looking forward to Thursday night. It'll be an interesting battle. But again, I'm going to say that the Dallas Cowboys do beat the Philadelphia Eagles 31-27. It'll be a very, very entertaining football game. And I think because of the way Eberflus is going to approach this game defensively, that he's going to have his linebackers there to stop the run. If the linebackers get a good, clean shot at Saquon Barkley and he only gets 2 yards, 4 yards, well, then they don't have the position to get into their tush push. Bottom line of that, right? Again, it boils down to good old-fashioned follow your scheme football. And if the Cowboys do cause turnovers, shortens the field for Dak Prescott, look out. Bottom line. So if the Cowboys win the turnover battle, I think they got the best kicker in all of football, and Brandon Aubrey, who I think will have the record once he does have his 100th attempt. He'll have the all-time record as far as percentage of kicks made. There you have it. It comes out to a 31-27 Cowboys victory. It'll be fun to watch. I hope everybody enjoys themselves Thursday night. And hey, if the Eagles do beat them, well, c'est la vie. Such is life. I can't go on here whining and crying because number 11 no longer plays for the Cowboys, and I'm not going to. So again, if Eberflus gets his guys playing correctly, I'm going to see. Well, Julio, you know, I said it. If the Eagles do win, it's c'est la vie time, right? But again, I don't see the Eagles as being this dynasty type football team. I don't see any team in the NFL being a dynasty any longer. I don't think the Chiefs even win the AFC West. I have the Broncos winning the AFC West. The only dynasty team that's out there in the AFC currently is going to be the Bills winning the AFC East again. That's just the way football works. And so we'll see what happens. Everybody, I hope you enjoy your evening. I hope you all enjoy the game Thursday night. And let's go Cowboys. Y'all take care now.